Hey everybody, welcome to today's lesson. I'm excited to be here with everybody today. Nice to be outside and doing some filming again. I hope everybody is doing well. Today we're going to do a quick run through of the Silam Tao form. I just think that's a great way to start the day. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Wing Chun elbows. So stay tuned for today's lesson. If you haven't already, before we get started, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, 1-inch punch that bell notification, and give these videos a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. And if you have any questions, any content you want me to cover in the near future, please leave them down. I will continue this Ask Sifu series, and I look forward to moving forward with that. I have a few questions on deck, but always open to more questions. So let's get started now with the Silam Tao form. Once again, I'm gonna be your mirror. I'll be going left side first. Right side first. You're gonna be doing left side first. And for those that don't know the form, do the best you can to follow along. And then you can always go to my playlist, and I have that broken down into sections, and you can learn the entire form in sections. So, and then put it all together, and then you'll be able to join us on these follow-throughs. So once again, I'm your mirror, so you don't have to look over your shoulder. We're gonna get started, all right? So you just face me, and you're gonna start with your left side. I'll start with my right side. Feet together. Now you've seen me do two intros, one where I do the circle and then one where we go like this. Doesn't matter which one you do, but it's important before you go that you make sure your feet are in a straight line, your knees are in, your back is straight, and your hands are relaxed. If you're not in a good position, you shouldn't be moving forward. You need to make sure you have to look down. Now, once you get this down, do you look down at your feet every time? Do you do these things? No, you'll feel you're in good position. But all too often, I see people leaning back. I see their hands in. I see their feet in bad position, not in line. So if you're in a bad position before you get started, you're not doing the form properly. So it's important to get that first set, nail that first set before you move forward. So let's just do this again, our feet together. Now, of course, I don't have a straight line here, so it's a little bit hard to tell. Hands to your side, and take a deep breath in. Let it out. Let's do one more deep breath in. Let it out. Now let's begin. Check. Are your feet on that straight line, knees in, back straight? I tell you, that is such a great way to start the day. When I do the Silam Tao first thing in the morning, it just really centers me. I'm talking about, it's such a wonderful way to start the day. You hear all these super successful people, follow these steps to start a great day, follow these steps to be successful. Well, the Silam Tao is a wonderful thing if you have any of those steps to add into that. If you don't have steps, make that one of your steps. Wake up in the morning, get a glass of water, get hydrated, do whatever you have to do, and then as soon as you can, get out somewhere, do that Silam Tao form before you start your day. You'll enter that day with a very clean head. You'll get that energy moving throughout your body and you'll feel wonderful. I just can't stress enough how good I feel when I do the Silam Tao in the morning compared when I don't. So enough with that. And once again, all those are on the playlist for you to really break down and study it in detail. And once you have that detail, send me your form. I'll review it, make sure it's perfect so you can, be confident you're doing it right. Now, the Wing Chun elbow. Let's talk briefly about that. So in Wing Chun, there's the elbow you'll see, and it's different than most elbows that are thrown. And you see the elbow done in the Bilji form, and I know we still have to address the Chum Q form, and I'll start moving forward on the Chum Q form as we've been doing the Silam Tao enough. So the Wing Chun elbow is a very unique elbow, a very effective elbow. There's something you need to understand when it comes to elbows. If you're in range, you have to be in close. So when you're moving in, you're throwing those chain punches, you're getting in, you're in super close. That's when the elbow and knee range comes in handy. And you have to understand, you have to be real close to throw that elbow. And when you're that close to throw an elbow, you can also eat an elbow. So you do have to be careful and you have to be comfortable with what you're doing and you have to get that fighting skill up. That's why it's in the little bit of the later forms. So when we practice the elbow, we come down at an angle. So our Wing Chun elbow comes down at this angle here. It's not this move here, right? And you can see this here. If I'm throwing the elbow straight across like most people do when they whip an elbow out, it comes like that. You can stop that with the Bill Sao. By getting your hand up, you can create that deflection, a Tan Sao. It's easily stopped at this angle. But when you curve and you arc this, sorry, arc is a better word. When you bring this down at this angle, it usually just destroys whatever they put up in its path. So if somebody comes to block it, they go like this. They're not just stopping it, it's just coming right over and it hits. So as I'm going here, you go to block that and then it just eats right through and then cracks you in the head. So it's devastating, it works really well, and this is a great way to practice throwing the elbow. So what you can do is you can start off, I'm gonna get in a right neutral, you can get in a left neutral, and you can put this elbow here. Notice how my fist is facing the camera on this hand, and it's the opposite way on my backhand. And now I'm gonna switch my stance as I come through here. And I'm just gonna rotate over here. Now, unification of movement, that's what we spoke about in a lot of things like Paksal drills and punching. You don't want to throw a punch, foot land, and then punch, boom, everything lands at once, right? Same with this elbow. It's unified with my step. So I'm in this position here. When I notice my heel up here, just like the hip rotation we're talking about, as I'm getting that hip to come through. Now when I switch my stance, right when my footwork lands, boom, that's when the elbow lands. That's when the elbow lands. That's when the elbow lands. Now your hands can be open, they don't have to be in fists, right? But just for now, it's just to kind of be unified. We're gonna keep it in that fist. Just coming a little closer to the camera here as I'm coming in, I'm in my right neutral, you're in a left neutral here, and then I'm switching my stance, this comes over, and I drop that here. I drop that here, drop that here, drop, drop. Just work on throwing that. You can also elbow back from here. So I come through elbow, elbow. We have a lot we can do with our elbow. We can almost get into like a little elbow chi sao, which is really cool. And I'll be bringing in partner, hopefully starting next month. I'm gonna have one of my students come over and we're gonna be filming some lessons once a month. We'll try to film a bunch of content. We're gonna just make that a set schedule and start working together. So I can really, there's so much stuff I wanna show, but with this lockdown, it's just been so hard not having the students and the partners to work with. So I'm doing the best I can to pull stuff out from old content, give you lessons from here, answering questions, all that good stuff. So let's go back. Once again, you're gonna be in that left neutral stance. I'm in a right neutral, elbow here. Now my true center is here, so my elbow is really in that kind of central line, right? Here. And then we're gonna switch, here, 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 here. And that Bill G works really well, so if somebody ever comes to that elbow, we're peeling off with our Bill Sow to take control, lop Sow, follow, follow. So you can elbow, Bill Sow, come through. Elbow's not something you want to present to your opponent because they take that, they shove that in your face, and that's where that Bill G works in good. I'm feeling my body, my armpit, able to pick that arm up and hit. I know you're probably like, that doesn't make much sense. If you see me with a partner, when I do this with a partner, it'll click and you'll see the brilliance. So I'm just dropping some seeds today, all right? So practicing going here, 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 work that rotating elbow. You can also just practice going boom with that elbow and dropping as you're going in one neutral stance, or you're coming through and that other, boom as you're coming down. But remember, we're not going this way with that elbow, we're coming over, arcing it at an angle. So that's just a quick intro on the Wing Chun elbow. I will break this down in more detail. When we get in the Bill G, I'll be covering so much elbow stuff. When I get my partner involved, we'll be doing a lot of work with the elbows. It'll be a lot of fun, really great, close range combat material. So if you have any comments, any questions, leave them down below. I'd love to answer them. Once again, if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, 1-inch punch that bell button, and I look forward to seeing you and yours in the next lessons to come. Have a great day.